Hello everyone and welcome to the top meta boss I'm making. And I know this base looks like a mess, but I had changed this layout so I can show you guys the testing. Versus my main base I use, it's a lot harder. First up, we're going to look at the one known as the Cryo Ant or Taz Kid. So target an ability at medium range and perform a swipe strike that deals 1,821 cryo damage to enemies in a large area in front of you and gain 5+% health for the rest of the battle, max 5 stacks. If a target was disabled by the Omega Swipe, which is the other ability, the disable duration will be reset. And this, the health stacks are very good to get at the start of the battle, especially if they have the resources in front. So she will gain the extra health for the rest of the battle, which is actually nice. And right now I have this Prime Core and Pterodax, and I'll go ahead and read the other ability. And typically you want to use this ability and then use the other ability to combo with it. It does in a certain amount. Alpha Swipe. Target an enemy at medium range and perform a swipe strike that deals 911 electric damage, total 10,933 per second, and disables enemies in a large area in front of you for 10 seconds. Now, this ability is very dangerous when combined with the other ability. And basically, when comboing those two, this combat and core make her heal a lot, and her G1 that I have unequipped for the moment being will gain 16% ability damage and 40% damage resistance when you fall below 60%. And keep in mind, this is a general rank bot, and so she has the reduction at the 40%, and it was a reduction at 60%, I believe. It was the 40% damage resistance when you fall below 60. And the perk this bot gets for a general is a reduction shield that which gains a 30% damage reduction shield for 15 seconds when falling below 50% health once per battle. And basically, the G1 core and the general rank just make her unkillable. Well, not completely unkillable, but pretty much that you can save her if she's going low or something. And the next bot I will go ahead and go over is the one and only Hook or Ragic Healing Grenade. Launch a grenade that stores 1,362 health, total 10,898 per second to all Decepticons or Autobots in a large area. That applies a 40% reduction shield for 8 seconds. I believe it's at 5 before, or I could be wrong. And right now, I have Alpha Trion, gained 1 ability point every 8.5 seconds, and SB Megatron, who has 26,220 health and 541 DPS every 15 seconds. Send a command and shout to the equipped bot, granting all attacks in range plus the 28% DPS for 15 seconds. The equipped bot heals for 30% of its DPS on every attack and grants SB Megatron a 30% reflection shield. And I know for the Autobot version of this combat, that reflection shield is not working, but they should fix this soon enough. But since his buff overtook the old top medic, which is Manera and Flatline, and this is the new best heal that we have, and And Flatline had Alpha Trion, and just that when the buffs took over, I decided to switch that core onto this medic. And since they reduced what Shroot and Ozu and CL was doing, I decided to put on SB Megatron, as it was being talked about that some people were going to put him on it just because of how the medic comments were affected. So this way I can fit this tiny Megatron in my team, which he is one of the best combats that we have at the moment, and hopefully we see more combats that are great in general. And this medic is also a general rank that I managed to do recently. It hasn't been 2 weeks. The next bot I will go ahead and go over is Breakneck or Smokescreen. Execute. Deals 2,936 normal damage to buildings or 16,147 normal damage if you hit an enemy bot. Instantly destroy any building below 50%. This also applies to Outpost. And there was an instance in a war once, and I was confused how Beachcomber or Deluge fell so quickly. I had to go back into the replay and see what exactly happened, and it appears that they were under 50% health when I ended up sniping, and I believe I was sniping. I don't think I was aiming for them because I couldn't see really because everyone was on top of each other. I ended up sniping them and it killed them, which is awesome. And right now I have Nexus Prime, which boosts his damage against combiners, and it boosts the combiner damage as well. And I have Cali Burst or Trench, gain 26% DPS, dealing 1.8 more damage to affected targets by fire, acid, disable, or speed reduction. Every 20 seconds, fire a grenade in a small area that applies a 30% attack and move speed reduction for 4 seconds. And I do have him commonly switching between my first war team, my second war team. And I'll definitely put him in for the hard wars we have. If it's not really much of a hard or top alliance war, I will probably keep him at B team because I can rotate both teams between battles so it's quicker. But anyways, I personally do feel like he's better than how he was before, because all you need to do with him is use a Titan ability on the shield generator and then snipe it and it will go down. Same with everything else on the map, except for Vector, because you need to kill it twice in order to bring it fully down. And he has a great amount of DPS, and this is just the captain rank, I believe, which I did within the last month. And he's very amazing to use, especially for build bots and outposts in general and all that. And the fourth one that I do have is, where is he? Hatch Shell or Roadbuster. Shield Piercing Plaza. Fire shot that removes all active shields. Shields can be reapplied, dealing 12,846 normal damage to the firing target and 6,423 damage, normal damage to enemies within its path. And I have his G1, which I believe is the same or nearly the equivalent of what an EO would. I know he's not a jet class, but I was just comparing to an EO, that's all. And I have Fire Glide or Interax. I don't know if I said it right, but he gains 30% 30% health and a 20% bonus healing from all sources when hit by elemental damage. Gains 20% DPS upon death. Transform to a minion with 10,886 health and 399 DPS, inheriting your weapon form effects So, yes, this is a good combat for him. So, it can bring him around 50k at Captain, and it would probably be at 50 or 51,000 if this Fire Glide was fully at 10. But it does help him be a little more survival. And he is a combat I will like to use in wars. He's on my second team primarily, and he, for the time being, while the effects aren't that crazy, he's able to one-shot the generator in most cases. And the other half of the bots that I want to talk about, I do not have the max version on this account. Well, actually, I don't have any other two accounts I possess, but I will overlay the bots at 70 that someone gave me. So, for Swindle or Sunstreaker, shoot 6 wide and pack rockets engulfing a large area inflamed, inflicting 974 fire damage, total 11,683 per second for 12 seconds. And any ranks that is applied to him, as same as the other gunner, for Smokescreen and Breakneck, or any gunners really, or anyone else that has it, will have the damage increased via ranks, but it will not show on the tooltip. So he's dealing more than the 11,683. And someone told me it was like 14,000 or so, which is a lot. So he's pretty much, and his range is really big, more than Transmetal Megatron or Optimal Optimus. The G1 gains 15.5% ability damage, and a target destroyed within 12 seconds. Flames spread to an adjacent enemy, dealing the same ability and for the same duration. So if you can get him to destroy a lot of things, he can just spread it like a forest fire. And I was leveling mine this weekend, which I only got him to 60, which was my goal. And it was amazing to see how it spreaded. And a combat I do use for mine is Gator Force or Glitch. Shoot enemies from long range, 43% chance to land a critical strike, dealing times 2 more damage, and apply glass gas, causing them to take 40% DPS and ability for 5 seconds, which I'm really glad they buffed this combat, because I didn't really like to use it before. But with the glass gas, it just adds that better potential to the combat itself. And I can show you guys what my level 60 is doing, but it'll probably take like 2 ability uses to destroy my defenses on my base, because he's not a max bot and all. And he has a very good AoE, but his main counter would be the 3 fire domes some people keep up, or even just 1. But yes, same case happened for Inferno or Leo Prime, where they were doing a lot of damage, more than I needed to be honest. And yeah, that's his counter. And you can make him do more damage by including acid for his ability, but if you don't need him to do acid because he does fine on his own, then that works. But he will need the acid when trying to tackle the shield generator, because Microcronus will tick and fire does not cancel it out. The acid will, as long as no domes up. And the next one I'm going to talk about is Cutthroat or Tracks, and mine's just a little over 60, but I'll read off what I said before, of a screenshot I have of a max bot, of a max one. Smoke Bomb. Cover an area in smoke, granting your Decepticons or Autobots a 70% damage reduction shield and 15% and 15% attack and speed move, and the smoke lasts for 21 seconds, and he does cost 2 plus 7. So I don't see people using him more than twice, even before the pre-patch. At least I did. I only need to use him twice, and 21 seconds is a long time for the smoke to last. So I personally think that it evens out in the cost. And the core I have on him is Primer. Enemies hit by your basic attacks are affected by glass gas, causing him to take 25% DPS and ability damage for 5 seconds. And he has Fraxis or Nightstick, and he gained 41% DPS, shoot aspect every 6 seconds, exploding on impact and dealing 200% of the equipped bot's DPS as acid damage over an area for 6 seconds. Heal your bot for 130% of the damage dealt. And the maxed DPS I'm seeing, I don't believe this is a general rank, but it's either, I want to say it's a captain, but I'm not really sure. But it's dealing, he has DPS of 1,416, which it is pretty high, which is what you would need for wars, because you can time out if you don't have enough. And he has 31,460 health, and he is an amazing bot. And the smoke can be ruined by an FFD known as Forceful Disruptor. And we'll move on to the next bot, which is going to be Rust Dust or Scavenger, not the Armada Scavenger, but artillery support. Calling an artillery at nearby location, inflicting 925 fire damage, total 9,251 per second over a large area for 10 seconds. And I haven't seen much, but I think his range is ridiculous to where he can shoot it from. The G1 gains 15.5% ability damage, and when destroyed by your ability, heal you for 4% of the mission health. That sounds very dangerous, and it can heal a lot, like the Cryo Ant and Taz. And then the combat known as Heartbone or Tricerashot gains 41% DPS, heal your bot for 125 damage of damage dealt every 7 seconds, stay with a target for 3 seconds, scout class only. So for my theory, it's the core and the combat will heal this bot very fast, like I went over earlier of a previous bot. And like I said with Swindle or Sunstreaker, they will have to watch it for fire domes. So there's that. And I think he's dealing around 10k or over that, because ranks go into that factor, which has DPS of 1,082, 27,170 health. And I will go over the last spot that I will be going over, which is going to be Exhaust or Trailbreaker. For 13 seconds, generate a force shield that grants you and your fellow Decepticons or Autobots a reflection shield. And yes, he does absorb it, as well as reflecting 37% of the damage received. Your allies within the force field heal 3% of the max health back per second. And I know that the healing part of the 11 wasn't working. They might have fixed it, I'm not sure, because mine's only at 10 on my account. And the G1 gains 28% health. Allies gain 12% DPS while inside the force field, and he has DPS of 750 and has health of 70,056. That is a lot. That is nearly as much as Beachcomber or Deluge had at before the patch happened. And the combat they are using gains, it is Lance or Buzz Strike, gained 41% DPS every 6 seconds. You sign a giant blade that slams down, dealing times 2 DPS to all targets. You are also immune to hacks. And I've seen people run Barrow, Jays, or the Sabers, or anything that would help the team. Even SB would probably fit this bot. So he has a lot of ways to go. And he does work with a lot of prime cores in general. And on mine, I have the Amanda Dark Star Saber. Every 10 seconds, target an enemy with Kinetic Dome that hits adjacent target, dealing 40% of the equipped bot's DPS at normal damage target as the enemy damage, reduced by minus 25 seconds for minus 25% for 7 seconds. And I'm thinking I'm gonna move mine to Barrow because I don't really use my Deluge anymore, and it would have been more effective. And I want to put it on defense, but I know he's been broken, so I'll wait on that. And I'll go ahead and show you what ones I have, starting with the Ant, Winged Hook, Breakneck, and Half Shell, which I think I'll have to move things for Half Shell though, but that's an easy fix. I scattered my defenses out just so you can see what this one's doing. We use the swipe, and she's healing a lot. Look at that damage. It is insane. Now I wouldn't be surprised if she gets nerfed because she's doing an insane amount of damage quickly. So yeah, even though you just use a swipe, it did wipe out a lot. So I'll be showing off Hook with, I guess, the Ant. Just because she can resist a lot right now, and which is a good thing to show it, because if I deployed Breakneck or Half Shell, they would melt easy. And yes, Half Shell with a 50,000 health can melt very fast. So, at general, he should survive a lot longer. So, we have this. And now I'll heal. I can keep her alive. Yeah, as you can see, Hook or Ratchet can keep up with the healing in this, which is why I like to use it when my bots are under the outpost. Is under outpost destruction. And I'll go ahead and show off what Breakneck can do. And I'm gonna show you a tactic I was talking about with the generator and the combo of Breakneck itself. It is one of my favorite ways to go about how to use them. And I just gotta make sure. Concentrate your fire! I would just play this one. I'll let her die because she's not going to need attention that I'm looking for right now. I'm waiting for the Titan ability to be ready. And I don't have the... It might heal if it's ticked like that. Let's go ahead and deploy. And I'll snipe it down. And that that is how it's being done. Oh, and yes, he's supposed to 2-snipe, but I misplaced my second snipe, and he died due to that. And now I will move these turrets away, or should I say lasers, away, and I'll move this generator up here, put an autocannon here, put this tower here, and we're gonna put, let's see, I'll put the other tower here, I guess. And we're gonna put another cannon. And this will be the way it has half shell, or Roadbuster, for those wondering. And he's a fun bot. I like to combo him with Skyhawk or Brainstorm, which is fun, or Slipstream or Air Raid. So this is a hard mode battle. And he's just wiping it out. And yeah, he's not too insane, but he works as well. I'm gonna show you guys the Slipstream combo, and I don't believe these effects are up to Prime League standards, but it's very close. And you can see the damage visuals, which for Breakneck, they aren't even accurate one bit. Because if you destroy a building, it will say like it's over like 600,000 or something like that. And now I'm gonna test this theory. Concentrate your fire! Use half shell. Bomb it. And that's a very effective way to get rid of something. Now I'm gonna use that on the spider mines, just to show you something. Yes, Slipstream is fun on Rusty. So, and I'll go ahead and show the other way for his, which is basically just, where is he? Tarn or Alpha Trion with Slipstream. And since the support bot increases jet SA damage, it will boom it. And earlier I was testing something in a war, and I made Slipstream do like 15,000 damage, but that was with the support bot. So on our own, it's 10,132. So we're gonna deploy Slipstream first. Concentrate your fire! And then light Tarn, and then yes. I don't know if that time one. I may have timed it bad, so I'm gonna try that again. And I think he has like, how much time do I have? Oh, I almost have 10 seconds. So maybe let's try it again, just in case just in case I wasn't timing it right. Let's see. Go ahead and watch the damage visuals. So concentrate your fire. It should be good now. Yeah, see, the bomb did like 14,000 damage, but of course, that's on a shielded generator, and I'll show off the other type, which I need to move on the NDS range, which I don't need. I need to move all this out of the way. And put this cannon over here, this cannon over here, and I think this one doesn't have effective. Oh yeah, it should be fine. Worst case scenario is
now reap the whirlwind.
Is that they won't be destroyed. sure it won't take full damage.
Concentrate your fire! Concentrate your fire!
Okay. This is good. The buffs. So yeah, that number that you just saw was like 15 to 16,000, which can help you clear stuff a lot. Especially in Prime League. The effects aren't that strong, but still. If you see cluster bases, it'll just make the process better. You can also do the same thing with Tarn, Skyhawk, Brainstorm, Alphatrion, and some of the United. And those would be the top meta bots. And Sunstreaker, Swindle, Rusta, Scavenger have a good possibility of getting nerfed. And I will also, as well as Tasmania Kid and the Cryo Ant, and Radger and Hook, maybe. That's a hard maybe. We'll have to wait and see about how it will play out. And I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And I've been meaning to get this up sooner, but here we are. It's better late than never. I'll see you guys in the next one, and have a good one.